What's up, samurais? Billy Jitsu here. I'm going to take you through a walkthrough through the Special K repo. It's a scaffold that has a complete set that lets you jump right into the Katana ecosystem. Comes complete with contracts, ABIs, contract addresses, so you don't have to go searching around for anything. And the coolest special component is it actually has a built-in MCP server that lets your AI agent let you vibe code through a few things. Let's get started. Okay, so we're going to be covering this Special K repo available on the Katana Network GitHub. I will make sure to drop that link below the video. This is a scaffold system that allows you to jump right into the Katana Network and ecosystem right away. It was built by Bruno, the lead developer for Polygon, and the Katana team. A very talented team. If you want to follow what Bruno's doing, he's working on payments and a lot of AI stuff. Definitely give him a follow. I'll make sure to drop his information just below as well. Well, what this does is kind of just throws you right into the Katana ecosystem. It has built-in contracts, contract addresses, ABIs already ready for you to go. If you look down below, it has a very detailed of how to get started on here. But let's go ahead and go into it. I have already went ahead and forked this repo. I'm in the readme.json. We're going to go step by step by what you need to do to get started. So you can see that it is a bun-based, has Foundry and Anvil, so you can fork these systems, mess around with it. And I think one of the coolest thing about it is it actually has an MCP server. So when you have a fork running, you can kind of like ask an AI agent ideas of what to do with the existing contracts or test scenarios on here, especially with issues with testnet networks where you're trying to run out of gas or you're trying to run scenarios or run simulations. This is the perfect environment for you to do so. So if we scroll down, you can see all the chain information about Katana. Exactly what EIPs are available, what the block gas limits are, gas targets are, different EIPs that we support. That's also available for the testnets, Bokotu, and Tatara. And so if the setup installation, this repo does require to have Bun on here. And if you don't have Bun already, there's instructions to do so. You will also need Foundry in order to run the anvils and whatnot. And then obviously I'm going to ask you to have Git in there. If you don't already have it installed, there's instructions and links on how to get that installed. So I'm going to take this from the top. I've already forked it and downloaded, but I wanted to show you just the flow of how I do it anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the Bun install and install the repos. I already have it on here, so it should go pretty quick. So I already have that in there. And we're going to run build a system. And this is going to build all the files and pull everything together here. While this is installing, you're going to start seeing all the directories, interfaces, you see the .sols. This is what makes this repo really nice. It has all the contracts, contractors, addresses, ABIs, everything available for you that's happening on Katana right now available to you. Anything that you're looking for, like a bundler 3 or create 2, ERC20s, 4337, 4626 interfaces, multi-send, multi-call, all the things that you would want from a chain are all available to you in the interfaces with the contract addresses on here. Scrolling down as we're installing these packages, this also has local chain forking, which is really nice for you that if you want to experiment, like I said before, like maybe you need to simulate certain things, or you need, these VBUSD token addresses or Agora USD tokens and you want to run scenarios, you can run that on your local fork. On here, it is available on the .env example. You can just copy that over to your .env. These are public RPCs available to you. So if you're doing some basic calls, it's totally fine for you to use. If you're doing some major calls, you don't want to get rate limited. You want to just put your own private API for that as well. And then this is the local deployer key for Anvil. So, obviously put it for your own key if you need to. But if you're just doing the forks and you're running scenarios, I want you up and running. I don't want you looking for a private key. You can just use the public Foundry key for that. So I've done that already with the .env. So I've made a direct copy on here. And so if we keep looking down, we can just start a fork of our Anvil. So I'm going to go ahead and start a local fork of Katana. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that in. I'm just going to open up another thing and go ahead and start our fork. And there we go. There we go. Our fork is ready to use. It's ready to call, and it'll give us live updates. And we can run this and verify certain things. I'll let you do that on your own. It's just basically verifying the contract addresses and tokens and everything. And then there is an example DApp. Again, I'll let you play with that yourself. It is basically a front end that lets you wrap certain tokens on here and experiment with what you can do on Katana. I think the highlight that I want to do here is the Foundry MCP server. So this one has an example for cursor. If you're a VS Code user like me or use Copilot like me, I wanted to show you a different option to do so. So instead of a .cursor mcp.json, you're going to create a .vs code mcp.json. And there's a slight difference on the naming on here. So this one has MCP servers, excuse me, I'm going to go ahead and look this as servers here, right? So you'll see servers, and it does require a type. So I'm using the standard input output type on here, and then everything else is pretty much the same. Your argument's going to be your local username and the folder structure that you have for wherever your code's going to sit. This one is mine. And then if you look on the lower right hand corner of the chat and you click on that wrench looking icon, you can look at all your built-in options, and you should see your MCP server for Foundry. And if we expand that, you can look at all the different tools that you have available to that, and you can use that at your disposal, right? So just really quick, I'm going to do a question. It's like, can you tell me the contract addresses for Sushi Swap? And it should look up at your local repo with this local MCP. And then there we go. It's going to go ahead and ask and do a request. I don't let my agent go freely. I like to do it step by step, especially if you're trying to learn some stuff on here. So this is an excellent tool if you're looking to play with DeFi and learn more about how the flow works. You can go step by step and then see exactly how to do something. Maybe you want to do a swap. Maybe you want to do an LP position. Maybe you want to do some LP refactoring, right? All that can be run simulated through the MCP server with your AI agent, and just kind of go through the flow of how it can go, or even have you build out a MVP for you to try out as well. So as you're looking, I'm looking at this agent kind of go through the contract addresses and give me a list of everything that will come back. So I'm just waiting for this to come back, and there we go. It's going to have some information about where the contract addresses are. And if I wanted to get more details about it, like what does this contract do? What does this have? It'll give me a step-by-step implementation. And then I can also ask it how to implement it myself for my dApp. So I just wanted to give you this quick intro on how this works for the Special K repo. I'm going to be using this a lot more for the end of the year for hackathons and whatnot. And if you wanted to get ahead of the game, start playing with what we have already, definitely would love to hear feedback. Would love to hear what you're building, and go ahead and build, ninjas. Catch you later.